Building an MVP is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing process of learning, refining, and improving. The key to making your MVP stronger with each iteration lies in one powerful concept: feedback loops. A feedback loop is the system you use to collect, interpret, and act on user insights. It's what transforms guesswork into growth and helps you move closer to product-market fit with every cycle. At its core, a feedback loop connects three stages: build, measure, and learn, the foundation of the lean startup methodology. You build something based on assumptions, measure how users respond, and learn from that data to improve your product. Then the cycle starts again. The faster and more effectively you run these loops, the faster your product evolves in the right direction. The goal of feedback loops isn't just to gather opinions, it's to uncover truth. You're not looking for compliments or surface-level reactions. You're seeking insights that reveal how users actually experience your product and what prevents them from getting full value. There are three primary types of feedback loops: qualitative, quantitative, and behavioral. Each gives you a different perspective. Qualitative feedback loops involve direct communication with users through interviews, surveys, or open-ended feedback forms. These help you understand emotions, motivations, and frustrations. For example, you might ask early users, "What problem were you trying to solve? What almost stopped you from using this?" Or if you could wave a magic wand, what would you change? These conversations turn raw experiences into actionable insights. Quantitative feedback loops are data-driven. They focus on measurable user behavior, like sign-ups, retention, or conversion rates. For example, if you notice that 60% of users drop off during onboarding, that's a signal something in the flow isn't working. Quantitative feedback shows you what is happening, while qualitative feedback helps you understand why. The third type, behavioral feedback, combines both. It comes from observing users in action through tools like Hotjar, FullStory, or user testing sessions. Watching real people interact with your MVP reveals friction points you might not catch otherwise. For instance, maybe users hover over a button without clicking because the label is unclear. These subtle observations are pure gold for improving usability. To make feedback loops effective, you need to systematize them. Don't rely on random feedback or ad hoc conversations. Build a structured process where feedback is collected, categorized, and acted upon regularly. Here's a simple framework to build your feedback loop. 1. Collect. Use multiple channels to gather insights. Set up in-app feedback widgets, send post-sign-up surveys, and run short user interviews. Even a simple email asking, "How's it going?" can uncover valuable input. 2. Organize. Store all feedback in one central place, such as Notion, Trello, or Airtable. Tag comments by theme like usability, features, or bugs. This helps identify patterns across multiple users. 3. Analyze. Look for recurring issues and opportunities. If several users mention the same pain point, it's a priority. Combine this with analytics data to confirm patterns. 4. Act. Implement changes based on what you've learned. Prioritize fixes or improvements that have the highest impact on user experience. 5. Close the loop. This is where most teams fall short. Always follow up with users who gave feedback. Let them know what changed because of their input. It builds trust and turns early users into advocates. Speed is everything in feedback loops. The shorter the loop, the faster your product improves. For example, instead of waiting months to analyze data, run mini experiments weekly. Ship small updates, observe reactions, and keep iterating. These microloops compound over time and lead to massive learning. It's also important to balance signal and noise. Not all feedback is useful. Some users may request features that don't align with your vision. Others might focus on edge cases. Use your core hypothesis as a filter. Ask, does this feedback help us solve the main problem better? If not, set it aside for later. As your MVP evolves, feedback loops should evolve too. In the early stages, qualitative feedback is most valuable because it uncovers deep insights from small groups. As you grow, quantitative data becomes more important to track patterns at scale. The combination ensures you stay both empathetic and evidence-driven. To make your feedback process scalable, automate what you can. Use tools like Typeform or Google Forms for surveys, Intercom or Crisp for in-app feedback, and analytics dashboards for real-time tracking. Automation ensures you never lose touch with your users, even as your audience grows. Finally, remember that feedback is a two-way relationship. When users see their suggestions reflected in updates, they feel heard and invested in your success. This not only improves retention, but also builds a loyal community around your product. In summary, creating feedback loops is about turning user insights into continuous improvement. Build processes to collect, analyze, and act on feedback efficiently. Shorten the loop, focus on meaningful signals, and keep your users in the conversation. Because the faster you learn from real people, the faster your MVP becomes a product they can't live without.